Hello, my name is Daniel from Centrify support team. If you're wondering what's the difference between the fully featured zone mode and Autozone, then this is the webinar for you. For this webinar, I'll go over the features of the zone mode, followed by a demo with the Centrify console. Then we'll look at what the Autozone has to offer. Let's start with the zone mode. In the zone mode, UIDs are stored in AD. You can auto-generate the UID and have it to be a manageable number, or import existing ones. You can map multiple Unix profile under the zone to a single AD account. For the account migration tools, you can import UIDs and GIDs from NIS or local etc password configuration files. And you will have granular access control in the zones. Segregate collections of Unix, Linux, and Mac systems. You can organize computers by department, geography, or any other grouping you see fit for your organization. And delegation of permissions. You can grant system administrators the administrative privileges to manage only the zone they need without elevating their privileges for other computers or zones. Next, let me bring up the Centrify console and briefly go through these features. Here is my Centrify Direct Control console. I have my Mac zone ready, and by right-click on here, you can go to Properties, UID Manager. This is where you can manage the UID and the GID. You can set a desired UID, for example 10,000. Then the next user that gets added to the zone will start with this UID and increments as more users are added. Same goes for GID Manager as well. And then you can hit apply and OK out. To map multiple Unix profile to a single AD account, what you can do is, let's say that I already have Joe Cool as a user in this zone. I can create another user, Joe Cool. I'm gonna do yes, and then I can assign a new login name such as admin J Cool and assign a different group name, Mac admin. I'm gonna do OK and then hit OK. As you can see, you have an AD account with 2 Unix profile. Here you can right click on the zone Macs, delegate zone control, and then run through the wizard. Here you can add in a user from AD. For example, Diana Worth. And you can click next, and then you can assign the task that AD account that you just added. So you can add in like add user, add group, or join the computer to the zone. And then you can finish the wizard by clicking next, do yes, and then finish. That individual will have the ability to add a user to the zone and join this computer to this zone as well. Then what we can do is look at the import from the Unix. You can import user and group information from a legacy NIS server if you are migrating user and group information from NIS. Or you can import the Unix configuration file. You can click on Browse, etc password file, or the group file, and then you click Next. And it asks you if you want to include a system account, which I do not want to do at this time. So you can click Next, store an AD, click Next, and then finish. As for the Autozone mode, UIDs are auto-generated based on users' SID and RID relative identifier. To create these GIDs and UIDs, Direct Control creates a prefix from the last 9 bits of the user or group security identifier and combines it with the lower 22 bits of the user or group RID relative identifier. There is no storage of UIDs in the AD, so you can't manipulate with Active Directory users and computers. Also, no storage in AD means no multiple mapping of UIDs to single AD account, no delegation of permissions, and no migration of existing UIDs, as we have seen in the Centrify console earlier. Unix attributes such as UID and GID are derived from user attributes in AD, while the default shell and home directory are derived from Centrify configuration file. Anyone can log in with AD username and password. You can only control with PAM allow and PAM deny in the Centrify configuration file. So no centralization of who can log in to what system. Here is an example of the parameters that you need to modify in the Centrify configuration file to allow a user or deny the user. Let me do a quick demonstration on how this works. So we're going to take a look at the pam.allow user and see how we can allow JDoe and JSmith log in. Let's take a look. On my Red Hat machine, I'm currently joined to Autozone. Now we will modify the Centrify configuration file. So we're going to do vi centrifydc.conf, and we're going to uncomment out this line pam.allow users, and we're going to add in a user dworth. Right click. We need to do AD reload for the changes to take effect. Now bring up Purdy, type in Nemo, and type in dworth. So you can see I can log in just fine. Let's attempt to log in with a different AD user. As you can see, you will get access denied. As expected, if you do AD query user-a dworth, and you can see here the UID and the GID, and you can also see the home directory, home dworth, and the shell is bin bash. These two are configured in the Centrify configuration also. We're going to vi again to the Centrify configuration file, and then if you do a search on schema.homedir, which is here, you can see that this is default to /home. And if you do schema.shell, then you can see that it's default to bin bash. I hope that you find this webinar useful, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.